What's up everybody, my name is Cap, and I'm here to talk about Call of Duty Ghosts, the multiplayer reveal that was today. Had a lot of people asking me my thoughts on it, so I thought I'd do a video and just kind of discuss it. If you're new to my channel, be prepared. I speak quickly and I speak with conviction, so if you're going to say, wow, he talks a lot, yeah, I pretty much do. For everybody else, you're pretty much used to it. So I was going to cover a few points that I saw today. I'm not going to go over everything, just a few of the things that I saw and kind of give my impressions on those. First off is something I saw retweeted somewhere else, is that the game no longer has the live streaming feature built in, and it no longer has theater mode. Now, for a lot of people, this is going to be a big pain in the butt here. No big deal, but it could cause problems for people who upload to YouTube. Me personally, I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. Here's why. It's a good thing because it'll reduce the amount of flooded videos that are on YouTube of 30-second clips recorded from theater. It's bad in the stance from a directorial standpoint. Being able to get different camera angles and dramatic slow-mos and bullet time sort of stuff like that was always really cool. Now, they did this, doing away with this, because in next gen, on Xbox One at least, I'm not sure about PS4, it has PVR capabilities built in, so no reason to add it to the game. Now, a lot of people are speculating this might actually improve hit detection or lag compensation or camera angles or all that other stuff. I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but honestly, I don't see it having any impact on that. If anything, it may be placebo, but you know what? If it makes you feel like you're having a better game, that's all that matters. No big deal. Secondly, maps. Now, one of the things they were talking about there is the sort of dynamic map and the fact that it can be changed. And they showed how on a winter-looking stage, some logs can roll down and block a path, or you can blow down the awning covering of a gas station or whatever, and it blocks off a path and stuff there too. What I'm curious is as to how dynamic that actually is does it always fall the same way? Are those events that happen, are they timed and happen at the same time, or is it random every time? Because think about this, it won't take a week before somebody figures out, hey, if I spawn in and chuck a grenade from here, it'll bounce, roll, hit the gas station awning, fall over. 5 seconds into the game, I've already blocked off the awning. And if all the events that happen, falling away of a bridge, or a dam collapsing and flooding an area, or the logs falling, if all that happens at the exact same time every match, then it's just going to be kind of annoying. Think back to like launch on Black Ops 1. It was cool the first couple times you saw that, however, it's like, wow, cool, if you're on the B flag and it takes off, you're dead. But after a while, it was like, oh my god, this is so annoying here. The whole screen shakes for 45 seconds. Nobody actually dies from it anymore. It's just kind of a wasted event. So, if it's truly dynamic and changes up, or there's some fluidity to it, and so that you can control it more, that might be a cool option. Other than that, we'll have to see how it actually goes. Third thing, perks. I like the way they changed up the perk system here. Looks like, I can't remember how many perks they said there were. It was like 20 to 30 different perks. And it looks like what they did is they broke down a bunch of the previous perks from other games and spread them out. So, say like you had Assassin in another game, would make you invulnerable to UAV, counter UAV, advanced UAV, EMP, stuff like that. Well, it looks like what they kind of did is they took some of those and broke it down to multiple perks. So you don't have one god perk that protects you from everything, kind of have to stack it up. And by giving each of these perks specific amounts of weight based on how good or bad they are, then you can stack them up. They were showing you can have from 5 perks if you use the points, 8 perks if you get rid of your secondaries. You can have up to 11 perks and be like a super soldier. So that's kind of cool that they did that. And without having the perks broken down into tiers, pardon the thunderbolt, it's storming here. Without having the perks broken down into tiers, you don't have to try and figure out, it's like, oh, well, I really want to be able to use this and this, but they're in the same tier, so now I got to have a wild card and lose an equipment to do this. So that's kind of cool that they made it so it's based on points, so you can use whatever perks, as many as you want to. And yes, I'm fully aware that they're probably going to have that perfect setup that everybody will find, the Assassin, Blind Eye, Dead Silence, that perfect perk that pisses everybody off. I'm sure it's probably going to be in there, but hopefully those will be weighted and such that in order to do that, they really have to sacrifice a few things to do it. So I'm really happy the way they did that, and with the customization system, I think being able to customize your soldier is really cool. I don't know how much I'll do it myself, but who knows, I might decide camos are cool for a change. I've never really done them in the past except for like old Rainbow Six games. But, it's more just that aesthetics and stuff now, but it might be kind of cool to be able to completely customize the way you look. So that is something that I'm going to consider a pro and not in the con category. Next thing I was going to talk about was a couple of new game modes. Cranked, I think, looks really cool. I always like it when they can come up with new game modes, different types. You know, Modern Warfare 3, we saw the first part of Kill Confirmed, and Black Ops, the first one, brought party games and things of that nature. So when they come up with a new concept, I'm always interested in trying to see more about it. And this one, I really hope that it's a lot of fun to play, and here's why. It looks absolutely fun. You got to keep moving or you basically explode. It's going to make it real hard for people that camp or play slower to enjoy. So those of us that like to run around full speed, you know, balls to the wall, shooting from the hip, and just kind of chaos could be really cool. But where I see it being a problem is it might be such a low attracted game mode that it'll be hard to find lobbies. Because think about it, you know, I'm thinking not at launch. At launch it may just be fine, but you think 3-4 months down the road, when the numbers of people playing have dwindled from the millions down to a couple 100,000. When you know that 60% of those are always going to be playing standard team deathmatch, it's the go-to mode for everybody, including myself. But for a small game like this, you may end up where you come across, like when some of these other game modes, where it's just really hard to find a good lobby because it's like 4,000, 5,000 people playing it. And so you end up with like really bad connections, and it's not fun because that small quantity of people that might actually enjoy it. Now I hope that's not the case. I really hope that it's like the most popular one out there, because it sounds like it could be a hell of a lot of fun. The search and rescue, I think it was, pardon me if I'm incorrect on there, pretty much like search and destroy, except for you can resurrect your teammates. That might actually entice more people to play that mode. I know I never did really, just because the concept of a spawn timer instantly, like wait until the next round to be able to play, or having a timeline in which you could actually get back into the game, it always slowed it down so much that I was just like, oh, you know, I can't stand this. You know, my ADD kicks in and I gotta find something to do. And so I needed to be able to play game modes like Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, Domination, where you jump right back in. So maybe having this where your teammates can resurrect you could actually help out a little bit. Next thing I was going to talk about was the way they changed up kill streaks now. Now they said that there's over 20 of them now, which is cool. I personally like having a large selection to choose from. I think it, you know, makes it a whole lot better. As my buddy Jive was talking about in his a video we talked about today, going back to like 357 would be really boring because that's all you would ever see. I mean, it's good as far as simplicity and everything else, but you run into a point when it's like, I'm just tired of seeing the exact same thing. So this allows it to be a little bit more, you know, having a lot there gives everybody a chance to run the way they want to. Now, I also saw somewhere that they said there's going to be less airborne kill streaks. So, you know, unlike previous Call of Duties, we got chopper gunners and attack choppers and AC-130s and Reapers and yada, yada, yada. Now, I don't know the full list, so who knows what they consider that sort of stuff, or if they just changed it entirely. But it's interesting to see that they decided to try for more ground-based sort of things, more things that kind of help you out. Say, going like with just the UAV, for instance. They changed that up so it's no longer just a frisbee flying through the air that, you know, shows you on the map where they are. It's kind of a tactical placed piece of equipment. Now, on the first one, it works, from what I can tell, kind of like a motion sensor. And that, you know, it'll tell you when people in the general area are close by and whatever, but they have to get close to that, so it's not super overpowered. Drop a second one down and it works kind of like a standard UAV. Shows where they are on the map in a pulsing interval. Drop a third one down and you basically got an advanced UAV. So that means either one person in your team is going to be super supportive and run maybe just that and counter UAV or something, stack those up, or get a couple people on your team to run those and get them out there real quick. But I think that change in something as small as that might actually completely change the gameplay. Because then you won't have one person go off, get 2 kills, capture 1 flag, and boom, they got a UAV up in the air. You know, they'll still have that, but it'll only be for a certain area. So it's not like, okay, 10 seconds into it, you've already got UAV spam. So that also may cut down on the amount of people using stealthy perks if they don't have to try and deal with that. Now, I also heard that they revamped the sound engine. I'm really excited to see what that kind of brings there. It might bring back some traditional style sound whoring for those people that like to do it. But what I was really interested in is the way they changed up the way gun sounds, the reverberation style sounds. What that means is how guns sound inside different environments. And they showed in the video that, like, if you're inside an aluminum container, like a storage bin, you fire it, it's got this real high-pitched echoey sound, like it would if you fired a gun inside a trailer. Versus being out in an open field, it just has kind of a normal reverb. In a smaller house with carpet in there, it changes it up. So I think that's really cool, just kind of adds to the immersion, but I really think it'll really help with sound whoring and, quote-unquote, just hearing where the other enemies are. And that's all based on if it sounds that way for everybody. So if you hear somebody fire off a round and it has this high-pitched, shrill, echoey sound, you might know, it's like, hey, I know that shot came from inside a container. Where the hell is this guy actually at? I mean, if it's just universal sound for second parties, people who didn't fire the gun, it won't matter. But I really think if they did completely change it and overhaul it like that much, it's probably going to work for everybody. So I really think that could change the dynamic of how people actually hear in the game, and that's pretty cool. Now, if you stuck with me for this long, I greatly appreciate it. I know it's running on almost 10 minutes right now, and so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Kind of a long-winded rant. Who cares? I'm having fun here. Now, I get excited about Call of Duty every year, mainly because I want to see what it's like. I'm not a huge COD fanboy, but that's the only game I play. I like Battlefield. I'm looking forward to Battlefield 4. I'm looking forward to Titanfall, and it's several games that aren't first-person shooters. I'm a gamer in the sense that I want to play them all. So, I mean, I got just as excited when they did the Battlefield 4 release, showing the multiplayer and all that. I thought it was really cool. Had tons of questions, voiced my opinion about it on Twitter. I'm doing the same thing with Call of Duty here. I'm really excited to see where it goes. Of course, there's a lot more questions and answers. The demo version they had was kind of locked up as far as not everything was available. But there's a lot of things that I'm interested in. I want to see some more about it. So, I mean, this is like the very start of the huge hype train. So, I hope you guys are ready. And, hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys let me know what you think. If you have any questions on something I missed out on, let me know. In the meantime, you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you later.